All right, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachaha Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And as always, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to do a quick response video to a news article that was uploaded from RT.com. I've titled this video, "Those Russians Are a Different Breed." Now, as you see right here in the title, 427,000 have joined Russian army this year, defense minister. So to show you that over there in Russia, okay, they raise boys into men at a young age. Boys are trained to be warriors, okay? And you got some Russian boys, at the age of, 10 or 12, they already got like a practice gun in their hand, and they're already learning how to shoot with a weapon, okay? They're training with knives that aren't too sharp. They're training with machetes that are not too sharp, basically like your starting training gear, so you don't, injure yourself in case if you make a mistake. They're given a gun, but, there's no lethal rounds in it, It might just be like, I don't know, it could be a hunting rifle that shoot paint, maybe, or BBs that's slightly similar to bullets. So, by the age of 14 or 15, those because a male and a female becomes a man or a woman after they hit puberty. So by the time the Russian boy reaches 13, 14, that they're a man. They're able to have children, this, that, forth, and the other. So by the age of 14, 15, they already know the ropes, the in and out of the battlefield. They're out there training in the cold. They're not just training their body, they're training their mind. And this is how those Russians raise their males over there. And this is a part of the reason why we say that America is not really prepared for a war against Russia, okay? Because those Russian men over there, they're raised differently, They don't allow transformers in their military. They don't allow QUEERs in their military, okay? They don't allow moles in their military. They don't even tolerate moles over there. Okay, if you're caught being a mole, though over there in Russia, they'll literally beat your ass, okay? They'll beat your ass. They'll make fun of you. You'll be highly disrespected in that society. In some cases, moles get put in jail, okay? Sometimes they get put to death. So those Russians are a different breed over there, okay? More than 400,000 people have joined the Russian army in 2024. Defense Minister Andrei Belousov revealed during a meeting of top officials in Moscow on Monday, which was chaired by Commander-in-Chief President Vladimir Putin. Okay, around 1,200 people voluntarily sign up for military service every day, he said. That's because these people are trained to be warriors at a young age. Okay, they are trained to be warriors, soldiers, but at a very young age. Now, if we have a look at America's soldiers here in America, right? You know, here in America, here in Babylon the Great, they don't raise their males to be warriors like the Russians do. You know, when we observe how America raised their boys into men here in America, also known as Babylon the Great, it's completely different from Russia, or from how the Russians raised their boys into men. You see, here in Babylon the Great, okay, you know, the average, you know, Edomite male, and you can also apply this to, you know, the other heathens that live here in Babylon.
You all set here, boss? Are you waiting on somebody or?
No, I work here.
Okay.
I'm just on break.
Okay, yeah. It's just weird to have somebody in this hallway, that's all.
Okay.
I want to make sure you're all set. Thanks.
Yep, no problem, man. You know, and it's not like that for every male here in America. But if you look at the average male, especially the Edomite male, which the Edomites will be the self-proclaimed white man, okay? That's the Edomite man. That the Edomite woman would be the so-called white woman. I just wanted to say this. I know he said that he find it weird that somebody would be in this hallway. The reason why I'm in this hallway is because, let me just stop speaking for a moment. You see that? It's quiet. There's no music playing in the background. Okay, there's no commotion. Because see, I work inside of a mall. So, you know, if I was out there, you know, sitting on the bench trying to do a video, there would be all kind of people talking in the background. There'd be music playing, you know, babies crying, children running, screaming, laughing. You know, I don't want that in my videos. You know, here it's quiet. I have a peace of mind. I can focus and I can concentrate on edification. So, as I was saying earlier, you know, the average male here in the United States of America are not raised to be soldiers, you know. And if you go to YouTube and you can type it in, you know, the average Edomite male here in America are like spoiled brats, you know. If they don't, you know, most of their daily activities is basically video games. You know, they're sitting in front of a computer, playing computer games, or they might be on their PS4 or they might be on their Xbox, you know. And then, you know, they could be like 14, 15 years old, right? And their mom might tell their son to go wash the dishes. Bite me, mom. Eat me, mom. I ain't got to do shit, mom. That's your average Edomite man here in America. You know, you take away their game systems. You take away their computers. You turn off the power in the house. And they'll start crying. They'll start breaking down. They get all emotional. You know, they get angry at their parents. You know, and it's like that for a lot of males here in America, you know. See, over there in Russia, a lot of the males are raised by their fathers for the most part. And even if a woman over there in Russia raises her son, you know, he's nowhere near the type of man that is raised here in Babylon the Great, which will be the United States of America. Okay. You know, so here in Babylon, boys are not raised to be soldiers. They're not raised to defend their country. You know, they're raised to be choir boys. You know, they're raised to be all soft and you know, basically they're raised to be gentlemen. You know, if you're a man, you're not supposed to be no gentleman. OK, you're not supposed to be a gentleman. Those Russians are not gentlemen. OK, Chinese man is not gentleman. The Japanese man is not gentleman. OK, the Iranian man is not gentleman. You see, and these men, they're raised to be prepared to face death or danger. You know, here in America, you know, you stick somebody up with a gun and the first thing they want to do is cry and break down. Oh, please, I got a family and blah, blah, blah. You know, they get all scared and shaky. Yeah, try pulling a gun on on the average Russian citizen over there in Russia. You know, he'll probably look you dead in your eye and then walk right up to you and not give a fuck, you know, because they're raised differently. You know, now I'm doing this video also to show you these statistics that hardly anybody here in the U.S. is joining the military, which is why there is going to be a draft, a mandatory draft, because nobody wants to join the military. You know why? The answer is right here in Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 30. The mighty men of Babylon, which is the United States of America, have forborne to fight. They have forborne to fight, meaning they don't want to join the military. They don't want to have to deal with the dangers of facing a bullet or a grenade going off or bombs being dropped from planes. They don't want to do that. You know, now, don't get me wrong. Here in the United States of America, in the early 1800s, even in the late 1800s, males were raised differently here in the United States of America, OK? Because around those times, what? It was common for a father figure to be in a home to raise that child, you know? But as soon as the 1900s come, right, here comes women's liberation and, you know, women start getting rights and authority and power and, the agenda to take the man out of the house and to replace him with a welfare check or a Section 8 or food stamps or, WIC. All that came into play. And a woman developed the attitude over the times that passed, that she don't need a man. So now she's left to raise a male into a man, and she can't do it because it takes a man to raise a male into a man. So now, by the time the male reaches 13, 14, he's all emotional. He's fed all these GMO foods. Some of them grow up wanting to be women. At the age of 6 or 7, they're over here twerking just like a woman. And then, he got his female cousins. He got his mother and his auntie cheering him on, talking about go, baby, go, baby. He think that shit is OK. So by the time you get to the age of 15, he wants another guy to stick his rod into his butthole, or he wants to give a blowjob to another man, because he was not raised correctly as a boy. There's too many males here in America that are being raised, being fed with a silver spoon. And even if they're not fed with a silver spoon, for the most part, the majority of the males here in America, and I'm talking about grown ass men, they're like spoiled brats. OK. And it's very few Edomites, who actually get out there and hunt because that's what they do, or climb mountains, do recreational things. And I'm not saying that sitting in the house is the bad thing. I mean, for the most part, we Israelites, we like to chill in the house. Going back to the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter. Okay, Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Jacob was not out there, just hunting and being around lions and bears. And no, Jacob was just chilling in his tent. Jacob was chilling in his tent, enjoying life. Okay, but Esau was out there amongst the wild, So, I'm not saying chilling in the house is the bad thing, Some people prefer to be in the house away from society, especially how crazy society is nowadays. But you can chill in your house and still work out. You can still go to the gym, hit the basketball court, do recreational things. You could do that. You can still do those things, But there's too many men here in America that all they do all day, every day, if they're not throwing house parties, if they're not getting high and chilling with their friends, they're watching sports or playing video games all fucking day. And I'm talking about this I'm talking about all day, every day, especially the ones that are rich, who don't have to work or do shit. They're just sitting on their ass all day, every day, just playing video games. If they're not partying or, trying to hit on some chick or get a lick or some stupid shit out there. Okay. So the mighty men, which your mighty men of today's time will be, the men who work out. And there's a lot of guys out there too, I'm talking about guys that are grown as men. They're muscular. They got muscles. They work out, but they're emotional as fuck. And some of them are more emotional than women. Okay? Just because you look like a man on the outside does not mean that you're a man on the inside. Okay? Being a man starts with a particular mindset that you're in. And there's a lot of men here in America whose mindset revolves around hanging out in the hood, standing on the street corners, selling drugs, being troublemakers, robbing people, playing video games all day, every day, getting whatever they want. Just so those Russians over there in Russia, they are raised differently. They are raised to be soldiers. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. So you got men here in the military. They're super tough on the streets. They can talk a good game. They can call people names and shit. They can talk shit, act tough on the block. But if they receive something in the mail saying you got to join the military, now they want to, run to their mama and, mama, I can't do this and blah, blah, blah. Now they want to get scared because you're not really tough and you're not really a fucking man. See, those Russians over there, they're joining the military because they were raised differently. Okay, they remain in their holds. Yeah, a lot of these people, they remain in their holds. They remain in their homes. I don't want to join the military. Here it is. You proclaim yourself to be an American, but you won't join the American military. And for the most part, a lot of people know what's going on. These wars that are being fought, they're not being fought to defend America. Okay, these wars are being fought over foreign relations. Okay? These wars are only there to serve the so-called elites. Okay, these wars don't serve to protect the American people. And the people are beginning to see that. Okay? It says there might have failed. Okay, it says there might have failed that they became as women, And women naturally shouldn't be on the battlefield because women are not the same as men. Okay? Men are built differently. Men are supposed to be the ones on the battlefield, So the primary function, women weren't created to be on the battlefield, putting their life in danger and, risking their life to defend the country. A woman's primary role is to watch the house, take care of the children, keep the house in order, teach the children, how to serve the Lord, and ultimately, watch over the house. The man is the one who's supposed to be out there, on the battlefield, risking their life, and putting themselves in danger, because that's the role of a man. So if you're a man, right, and, you should want to join the military. But I understand, not everybody that's born on this planet is raised to be soldiers, Everybody is raised differently, But the majority of the men here in America, they are become as women. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. Now let's read that in the NLT. Her mightiest warriors no longer fight, you see. And that's just here in America. Her mightiest warriors no longer fight. They stay in their barracks. Their courage is gone. And a lot of, another reason why a lot of people don't want to join the military here in America is because really they're scared. They're scared. They don't want to get hurt. They don't want to lose their life. They feel like they got too much to lose, and it says they have become like women, and it would only make sense for a woman to be afraid of danger or to risk their life, because they're women, they're supposed to cower behind their man whenever they feel like their life is in danger, because they're women. Now, not every woman is a coward, don't get me wrong, but it would only make sense for a woman to want to be protected by her man. So it says, the invaders have burned the houses and broken down the city gates. So, that's pretty much the point there, These Russians, they're a different breed. They're raised differently. They're raised to be soldiers over there in Russia, And that's another thing, too, in Russia, They discipline their children at a young age. They discipline them, teach them right from wrong, They put them out there in the field and in danger at a young age, Which is why by the time a Russian boy gets to the age of 13, he's already jumping inside of a pond that's icy cold. And, he's just coming out, He might be a little shocked at first because he's young.
Thank you.
But by time he becomes a man, jumping into a ice lake will be none than second nature to him, the cold would barely even phase them, you know. And a matter of fact, I remember some years back, there was a video on YouTube of Putin, okay, who dived into a icy cold lake. And let me tell you something, diving into an icy cold lake is not something that is easy to do, man. Because your body can go into a state of shock from you know, the sudden cold. You know, your body can go into a state of shock from the sudden cold. You know, so I mean, you jumping in some icy cold ass water. You thought swimming pool water was cold? Nah, man. Try jumping into one of them ice lakes down there in Russia, okay? That those type of waters be so cold and have your bones, underneath your skin hurting. You know, your joints will hurt. You know, so them Russians, they're trained to be tough, man. And that's the point. People here in America, they don't train themselves like that. Okay, there's very, very few men in America who are actually raised to be men. You know, they work out, they exercise, you know, they carry themselves like men. But that's very, very few men here in America. With that, I'm going to say, Shalom is on to the next one.